And we're live. It's me. It's Schmuel Buckman, your favorite streamer. Little difficulties here tonight, but we will give it a quick shot taking those off because they're not working. Um, da 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 da. Just want everybody to be joyous and free. All right. Tommy, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I got major issues here tonight. Dee da 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 da. This is my other computer just sheet the bed. So using the backup and I don't plan on being here for very long. I know I got major issues every night. Ever since you left me, cigarette. It's it's been a goddamn nightmare. So Jimmy and I, good choice going up against everyone. Um, I know I look like shit, but the best camera and the best video in the world wouldn't help that. So there we go. All right. Let's see if we can pull comments here. I got a whopping 8 of you here. Now 10. Very cool. Very cool. Um, da 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 da. Da 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 da. See Jerry Shepherdini. Buckman is here for a good time, not a long time. There you go. There you go. So, wow, this really sucks. Sucks. Sorry. Um, da 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 da. Da 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 da. I wonder if that's any better. Uh, Not doing great, and we're gonna pull that out. I'm on here. I have a couple of people that have the link, but I really don't anticipate anybody coming on. Panhandler was supposed to come on, but I was supposed to be here an hour ago, and the Ethernet adapter shit the bed. Wow, Tuki's live, and is Melton live as well? That'd be pretty wild. Um, in any event, I am I'm gonna light a cigar and then just talk to the chat for a little while and say, assert your supremacy, Buckman. Yeah, I don't wish I had some. I got nothing supreme, nothing at all. I'm here streaming from a laptop cam at a desk at 9 o'clock at night. It's a desperate situation, and smoke one more of these cigars and then get the fuck out of here and take the long drive home. Doodle, good on you for going against them. Not really going against anybody, just asking questions, right? Like, I mean, if all this stuff is out there and you the boss, um, right? I mean, you could just say it's all bullshit. I mean, just come out and say it, right? I don't understand. I don't understand why that's so hard. Um, and look, honestly, frankly, I still think it's all bullshit. But NJ sent me the clips, and it's they're long ago. It's coming back up. Um, if I mention it, it affects me. It affects everyone. So why not say so? I don't know. I don't understand why it's so difficult to do that. I really, really don't. Um, so there we go. Oh, it's Untoward Tuesday. Yeah, was I untoward? Um, I honest to God thought it would be a simple answer. I didn't realize they would get so offended. But when she did, I mean, I had to continue, and Unbanned Josh Denny fan, no. I don't think there's enough evidence to firmly believe it. I think that there's stuff, but look, I don't know where shit comes from. So, and that's, um, but we'll see. So no, I don't firmly believe it. And but I have to say, if he did do the trans thing, I'm proud of him. I was a young man at the time, well, relatively youngish guy, right, who had nothing and then got wealthy real quick. So it was pretty cool. He was experimenting, not and something I would like to experiment on. Not any of the desires that I've ever had, but hey, if you're interested in it, and if you guys remember, because I'm also a lot older than you, right? If you guys remember, that was the time when Bobby uh, was really, really into Bailey J. Do you remember that? And Papa Duke, thank you. KB is the boss. We appreciate that because, if we didn't know, if you didn't tell us, we wouldn't have known. I'm going to see if I can get my monitors up over here. I'm going to pop this fucking thing now. Uh, Serenity, Serenity, Serenity. So, um, what's his name? I just got here, Ozzy, so you didn't miss anything. Um, Cigarette Jones. Look, I honestly wouldn't have any objection to Serenity, but he takes weird turns and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, one day he likes you, the next day he hates you. Too flighty for me. So, there you go. Well, that looks like shit. Let's put that back in the middle. And let's go here. So we just make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. All right, well, at least you're all are up on the big screen. Cigarette Jones, he's a good boy. He probably is. Look, I don't know the guy, you know? And he comes at me with the thing. So Roy Cohn Esquire, Bob Kelly has some weird sexual proclivities. He was really, really fucking obsessed with Bailey J. And I don't know how much you guys remember it, but he was like totally obsessed. And I'll bet that all that shit was around the same time, you know? And there's a young Ant with all the money in the world and all the experimentation possible to do. So, who knows, man? Maybe it did happen. Um, so anything is possible. Now, let me just see if I can do this over here and do it over there. I'm sorry. Uh, Chippin'. Are you having an affair with the cleaning? Oh, Drunken Donuts. Are you having an affair with the cleaning lady now? This isn't a very big office, so the cleaning lady is like kind of a batshit crazy woman from Ecuador who comes in like once a week, I think. Let me put it this way: I have to take the garbage out when I leave tonight, so it's a small place. Uh, so there we go. I'm gonna pull this up, Brack. Just not really covering the chat here, but it would be very cool to have Bauer at Hackamania. I think I would like that. I don't think I'm going to be welcome after tonight, but there we go. Um, Norton's wife has a giant hog. Maybe Anthony was just trying to like understand, right? Uh, and see if it all worked out. So who knows? Anyway, look, I'm only here because I had a major meltdown on my other computer, and I'm having to reinstall Windows on it to try to get my Ethernet adapter working. So what I am doing here is, excuse me, streamer that I am, and be here for you. Yeah, my teeth are disgusting in this fucking room. Um, he just wanted Resident Evil cheat keys. No, I just think it's funny. Scarlet 1208. Those Kumier usually go to Hackamania. No, this is the first time. Um, what do you call it? Uh, he was invited. So, and look, a little resurrected controversy. Can't say it. Isn't bad. So that's it, kids. Um, I don't have much else. I really don't even know why I went the way that I did. Um, but it was sort of interesting. Anthony being so moral. I don't understand the desire for a younger partner. I do. I mean, within reason though, right? Like we're not talking about that young of a partner. I don't know what his uh his whole deal was. And let me see if I can. I don't know if I might be able to switch cams. No, is that gonna work? Hang on, people. I gotta try something because yeah, I didn't think it was plugged into here. I think it's plugged in over here. We're gonna find out right now. You enjoy this? Talk shit about me later? What a boomer I am and blah 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 blah. Now, I'm gonna plug my camera into this USB-C hub, and I'll probably fucking lose everything. But let's give it a shot. And here, I'm not on the screen. All right, I'm on the screen now, and good. And it does not work. No, no, no. Ah, yeah, it does. Perfect. Let me just give me a sec on the virtual background there. Uh, let's see. Let me make sure that I'm not. And I'm not doxing myself. All right, cool. All right. So I don't even know how much battery power I have left. We're good. All right. So much better. Girth woman, you guys hear that? Schmuel understands why someone might want to clip it, and let's do a 2 hour life forms episode on it. Absolutely. Um, Girth, I frankly agree. Um, Look, when I'm talking younger, my wife is, I think, 10 or 11 years younger than me. Um, that's kind of what I'm older, so that's what I'm talking about. It would not be appropriate if I was 22. Uh, but at my age, it is. And it's just, because she's like energetic and athletic and uh, she's a social butterfly and she's out there and she's doing stuff. If I wanted somebody to just, sit at home with me at night, um, I could have gone my own age. But so I do get that. Jimmy, I'm here because you're in the present and the future. Competition just rehashing over and over. Jimmy I 1319. I think about that like every now and then. It's like everybody's been through this, right? Everybody's gone through it. Ray likes athletic ladies too. Yeah, the problem with Ray is he uses athletic ladies as an excuse to not date anyone. Um, but yeah, that's actually somebody said send Dave Sauer the link. That's actually not a bad idea. And Dave literally called me um, half an hour ago. If somebody, hold on, I'm gonna put him up there. I just gotta use this keyboard. Sorry, guys. Fucking dolt. Oh shit, that's not gonna happen. That would have been funny. I almost uh, sent out the link to everybody in my book, which would have been wonderful because there's some people that don't like me in there as well. Da 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 da. All right, let me go. Oh, there he is. Dave, I just sent you the link. Um, did you take care of the? Because he's gone. Uh, thank you for taking care of that, guys. Um, that was the. So let's talk. All right. My opinion. This is just my opinion. I don't really have anything for it. Uh, I shouldn't say I don't have anything for it, but just based upon life and people and stuff. Ray had a really athletic girlfriend that I don't know whether he didn't like. She broke up with him, and I have a feeling he's trying to recapture that, and that's where we go. Look at that, Cigarette Jones send one Schmuel Buckman membership. Thank you, Cigarette Jones. And unfortunately, it went to uh, let's see, cool. Are the let's just see here. I don't know if I can do that on EVMux. So there we go. But hopefully somebody is handling my chat for me. Um, I forgot that we have a new baby boy around that has decided to be a little child. Uh, David, Dave, Sarah, hey buddy. Um, I just X'd you the link if you want it, and or I should X you the link, but you could just fucking come on. You got the keys to the kingdom, right? So there you go. And a mod. Um, da 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 da. Looks like the final boss. Uh, one of the beautiful people are taking care of things. All right. Uh, this poor guy. Do you imagine of all the people in the world that you want to harassinate? Da 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 da. So thank you, Dave. You and be the best, and you know, you guys be lucky to have a friend like David. Good boy. He's he's a good guy and a great conversationalist on the telephone too. So Roy Cohn Esquire, Dave, did you check your Venmo? You fucking Retzerd. Ding ding ding. Um, so I, if somebody wants to send me a super tip, I'd love to see if it works. Da 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 da. Dave's a jackass, per Mr. Panhandler. See, Pan, the deal is you got to have a couple of people you like. You can't hate everybody because then nobody believes you, right? So there we go. Uh, hello, David. All right. Da-da-da. And Dave Sarah. Hi, Panty Poo. Hi, buddy. Um, so that's funny. Uh, I gotta. Where? I like Zia. Isn't she a married woman though, Panhandler? Would you do that? Would you do that? Um, no respect for tonight's time slots. Why? Well, before the big guy started to stream on Tuesday nights, I was here. So maybe they didn't respect me. And but that's it. All right. Da, 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 da. I know that I'm old and out of touch. But it kind of does blow me away that some of the shit that people do on here. Uh He doesn't like Zia. He likes Zia's tits. I'm old enough to remember when Zia didn't have tits. Roy Cohen Escar for $1.99. Dave's a good egg. SB is not. I think you're referring to me. But Roy, thank you for my buddy David. You're a good guy. And so, Cigarette Jones. Schmuel, did you get your TSN invitation yet? I've had one on the table for quite a while now. I just haven't chose to use it. I think soon though, soon. I did say I'd like to go on Point Dabble Point and be play devil's advocate and be pro John. So we'll see if that works, but who knows? Um, just to make something different. Zia is adorable. She went too big up top. Um, I think you need to help her and do it. Mikey Goose, I can respect that position, Buckman. Thank you, Mikey. And listen, I'm here for you guys tonight. I'm gonna maybe another. I don't know. So you know me, I say 15 minutes and it winds up being 2 hours. So I'm gonna say 15 minutes and then hopefully I'll be out of here at 9. Oh, by the way, uh, congratulations everybody. I can hear you applauding from here. Our boy, Mr. Sarah, is now employed. Ding, 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 ding. Um, I'm only in the business of saving sad old comedians. Um, I stay away from the woman's. That's a younger man's job, saving them. But based upon what I've seen, um, I don't think Zia needs any savings. Saving. She probably could use some savings. Oh, look at this. $2 dummy. Nice podcast stupid for $2. What time does the show start, Buck? Tomorrow with you and Dimwit. It's going to be very, very exciting. But thank you for your $2. Um, let's see what Mikey Goose say. Um, I wouldn't say I necessarily take any pride in it, but respect, sure, thanks. Yeah, I'm not the most proud. Uh, so the two things I remember. Oh shit, excuse me. I too remember when she was flat. Yes, I'm old enough to remember when she was flat and when Jeremy Piven was bald. The final boss celebrates 4 months of membership. OG Buck Squad rise. Pound hashtag whatever you kids want to call it. Buck Mafia. Um, Dave getting a job threw a wrench in my comedy career plans. I've been working on all weekend. Will have to be explained to that one. And just to be different, it's the Schmafia final boss. Schmafia. And Schmo reads Dan's comments the same way Karmic does. Subconscious mirroring. He's a fan. Uh, Josh, I think she got a little maybe projection going on there. I don't know. What the fuck? She ruined Chipperson. Honest to God, I really don't know that much about her. I think I saw her once, and then I saw her after she had the surgery and like was recovered, and she was on with Kumia, and he was like, he just couldn't stop. He just couldn't stop looking at them. He just couldn't stop looking at them. So the question is, if you were friends of a former radio shock jock and a very successful one at that, and you saw like all the shit that was out there, would you ask them about it if they were your friend? Um, that's what that's what I would do. Uh, Bucks Angels, yes, a bunch of obese men. Um, and there we go. Roy Cohen Esquire, she stinks, dude. I don't know. I never, for some reason, throughout my whole life, I've never been into like strippers and uh, chicks that like show it off for money and stuff. Um, but just because it just seemed pointless, you know. Uh, they're never, you you never ever know whether your relationship is transactional or based on your wallet, um, or whatever. So I like being with somebody you can count on. Zia should go on some DV shows. Panhandler? I think that's right up your alley, buddy. That would be really fun. Um, why pay for the cow when you get the milk for free? You're not getting it for free. It's not the same thing. Um, but because you're not really paying for the cow. You're paying for, with that you're paying for the milk, right? Because any emotional stuff or any of that stuff, you're only getting, right? Good. They don't give a fuck. I worked with a guy years ago, so in sales, I worked with this guy, and uh, he was a young guy, one of the best fucking salespeople I ever knew. Um, was making shit tons of money, was doing great. Good evening, decline host. Was making shit tons of money, doing really well, and he hooked up with a chick from was it Gold? Is it Goldfingers? I think was the big club, like the big fancy club in Queens, and he anyway, he wound up like she wanted everything. He was taking limo rides, he was spending nights at the Waldorf Astoria and everything else. And then he started to go out like customers would owe, say, $4,000, and he would be like, "Oh, he'd pick the ones that kind of owed a little bit behind, and he would say, "Listen, they have this discount program now. If you pay the amount due in cash, you'll get I can do this for you for 3,500." And he would take 3,500 and put it in his pocket. And eventually, he got caught. His licensure was blown, and it, I don't know what he's doing now, but he lost everything. All right, Hilux driver for $5. Thank you, buddy. And I've driven a Hilux. You and Ava have a good flow state. Beside the arguing portion of it, I'm sure at some point there will be a Schmuel and Ava reunion show, um, or argument show. Just not now. It's got to take some time. So there we go. Roy Cohn, and a funny one at that. Oh wait. Um, I remember when Panhandler was an MLC super chatter. Well, then he got a $900 gas bill for a month, and everything went to shit. So there we go. And a funny one at that. Yeah. So he was here in the AAA and got called up to MLC, but then they sent him back down to the minors pretty quick. Sorry, Pan. Cigarette Jones. Fred Stoller is a good egg. I like Fred. Like I don't know Fred, but I mean just watching him and stuff. I think he's interesting. But I don't know if he. I don't know that I could do it. Uh, I don't know if I could do it. All right, Mr. Panhandler says, "We before that. I lost everything years ago." Panhandler, you've changed, man. So, my other computer just rebooted. Let's see if that's doing. Stoller's a buffoon, probably. But the thing is, like in Hollywood, um, the way it works is if you could get, in my view, like if you could get enough money that you could live comfortably, and then you kind of get, because with the health insurance and all that stuff, you can keep it going. Um, health insurance, you're saving 12, $15,000 a year. Um, so I don't know, and he seems like a guy who was in enough stuff that he could make. I mean, look, he's no Writers Guild person. I mean, he didn't write for the Tonight Show, but that's it. Scarlet 1208. I love Fred. He hosted a birthday live stream for me when I turned 17. It was so much fun. Oh, is this Scarlet, the Scarlet of Stoller? the Stoller fame friend who's a big Stoller chatter. And look, yeah, if you can get Fred on, that would be awesome. Unfortunately, do. Oh, stop with the Fred Stoller stuff. I Fred looks to me like he. I just get the feeling with Fred. Fred would be like, I can't be bothered. It'd just be too much work for him, you know. And Stoller Valor, very good, Mikey Goofs, very good. I enjoy that. That's a good one. Um, the porn chick or Fred's teen he groomed. Yeah, I don't think Fred's grooming. I just don't see Fred grooming anybody. I just feel like it's too much work. I think she enjoys Fred, and Fred enjoys having her around. And what do you call it? Like, I don't know. Fred just comes across to me as the guy that like would be safe. You know, I don't picture him doing that. But then what the fuck do I know, right? We've established that on a million occasions. So yeah, and I heard the I don't know what her name is, but the trans person relationship was confirmed, right? We talked about that earlier when I came on, and good on him. All right, Brooke, what are some assets you'd recommend investing in? I recommend copper. We have World War II and AI data centers exploding. And it all needs copper. Um, if I were young, the thing I wouldn't worry so much about making hits, quick hits. I would just get into the magic of compound interest. That's the deal. I would max out if you got a 401k or anything, I would max the fuck out on everything on that. That would be my thing. Whatever they'll match, you put the max in, and you just keep doing it, you just keep doing it. And then I would do, I'm very traditional. Then I would buy a house, get some stuff. Because the deal is when you're youngish, you can always make money, right? You can always do something. You can always make money. But then when you get older, um, it gets hard. It because you can't do it like you used to be able to do it. You can't just get out there, and uh, so that's the thing. And I'll tell you the truth. Like I'm looking at retirement, and uh, MAGA crash. Ha ha ha. Um, I looking at retirement, and it's funny because I like to spend money, and I'm married to a woman who's very conservative, but I really like to spend money. And I've always been like, well, just I can always work a little bit harder. There's always a little bit more I can do, and that is not going to be open to me anymore once I retire. So it's weird. Real estate is the best overall. Look, so when you're young, you can you take more risk than when you get older, and you can do it. uh, Stock market is numbers. The more you have in, the higher yield. No sense putting in cents. I do know a guy who got fuck, I think it was called Acorn, and I could be mistaken, but he got it from Mr. Imus, and it was one of these things where you'd have like so much money go to them every month. They'd invest it in the stock market, and it wasn't a lot, but it was consistent. And he kept putting a little more money in it. And eventually it was like bought out by I don't know if it was bought out or whatever, but I think it's run by Vanguard now. And this guy was not doing well. And he's really well now. He's my age, and he just bought a place down south. CC, whatever your hell your name is, stock market equals a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying since in the last, I don't know, however long there's been stock markets. So there you go. Invest in pork bellies. Yes, commodities, commodities. Um, a piece of pizza. The Imus impression was spot on. There are no impressions that I do that are spot on, but uh, what can I tell you? All right, so let's enjoy this. We got a little bit. So there. Du- du- du. CC, AMC, GM, incorrect, right? I mean, look, you, I don't know. It's like going out and I mean, it depends on what you buy, right? Like, you can't get caught up in the fad at the moment. I did laugh a few years ago when that Robin Hood thing went up, and all my friends' kids were like, "Ah, they were making so much money. They were making so much money." And then the fucking tax time came a year later. Ding, 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 ding. It didn't look like so much money then. Um, Declino Dabbler of the Year is either I can't CCCCK or Denny Fan. Denny Fan is probably um so CCK is and they crashed. Oh, during COVID you couldn't sell your stocks. Um you were limited, but nothing was moving. Like you couldn't sell anything. Look, that's the whole deal. Is it's like, you know, e- most people survived the 2008, 2009, but if that's the time that your all your money was in and you wanted to retire, you were fucked. But that is the way it is, and there you go. Chris Mack, LOL. Um, so there we go. Uh, Chris Mack. Nobody give me credit for anything. Chris, you're one of our more beloved chatters. Um, and I'm ashamed to be associated. Yeah, because all of us are running out with our Dabbleverse gear going, yeah, we're Dabbleverse people. We're Dabbleverse people. So there you go. But in any event, look, I don't really know. All I can tell you is compound interest is fantastic. I don't know if I think I told the story that I had put money in an IRA. Not a lot. I put money in an IRA and had to do it like the accountant said you got to put it in. It's a long time ago, and put it in, totally forgot about it. And I don't remember where I bought it. Scott Trade maybe? One of those places. So I put that money in. So I don't know what the max was on IRAs then, but 2,500 maybe? 5,000? I don't remember. But all I do know is that um a few years ago I got a note from Charles Schwab. And I guess it had gone through like these different iterations. Charles Schwab was looking for me, and the thing had gone up to like I don't know $52,000 or something, and so it was pretty fucking cool, and it was a nice surprise. Um, the problem is that's not necessarily a lot of money. Chris Mack, I plan to make my exit sometime around July, August of 2027. Hilux driver. Schmuel, uh, you do see that Dabbleverse is a psychosis, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know that I would call it a psychosis. It's it's what do you call it? It's totally fucked up. And oh, thank you for the by the way, I should say that. Thank you, Hilux driver, for the $5. Um, I don't know if it's psychosis or not. It is kind of fun if I can say it. It's kind of fun in a way that it's like this interaction between the streamers and the chatters and stuff. Um, it's kind of fun to observe. Sometimes it gets a little tiresome because it's just the same people with the same shit over and over again, nothing new to add, same complaints. Um, and then they're in a lot of chat rooms, and they do the same thing in every chat room. I kind of don't get that. But I do get like the guys that are like with Brennan, they're just like totally into Brennan, like protecting Brennan, and um, maybe possibly Melton too. I mean, I don't know, but Brennan is the best example that I have, and it's like this guy, he doesn't give a fuck, like he could care less. So, Schmiel, do you collect anything? The blood of young children. I'm a vampire, but you have to let me in. All right. Friday is my 6 year sober anniversary, Schmuel. Thank you, Chris, and congratulations. That's a good one. I will be 10 years this October. Just means I'm an old fuck. And Ice Dancer is here. Ice Dancer. Is that a cat? I wouldn't be surprised. But a cat in a box must mean something. That pussy coming out? I don't know. It's great because I don't know half this shit. But nice dancer and nice Chris. Yeah. But look, I have to tell you the truth. I've rarely met guys that have been sober for any length of time that aren't happy that they're sober. Um, except one of my friends on here, um, who's miserable about it. Uh, hold on, Brock. Um, I couldn't call the entire Dabbleverse psychotic, but it puts people in their own rippling psychosis. I'm going to what do you call it? I'm going to suggest that you're 100% correct. Um, that I guess it happens in everything. I like to fool myself by saying, "Oh, this happens everywhere." Um, but yeah, it kind of blows me away how fucking really, really into it people get. And doing this stream, it's been interesting because I get people that like DM me and did you see this? Did you see that? And I'm like going, I'd have to be sitting in front of YouTube like 20 hours a day to get all that. So I just come on and I'm stupid. Scarlett, how old are you when you look 35? You sound. Thank you. That was Freudian slip. How old are you anyway? You sound 35 and you look 75. I'm 64. Um, and the voice is fake. And it's not like it was once was, but I was one of those people that like I would talk to a chick on the phone and she'd be so excited to meet me until I walked in the room. And then they'd be looking for the fire exit. Uh, All right. So I went into detox the day before they started the COVID states of emergency, Mr. Panhandler. It was a nightmare. Um, I have a really sad story about that, but I will save it up. Mr. Panhandler, coming right up on 3 years since my last bourbon. It sucks. Yeah. Look, having to live with life, you know? It's like we're living in the greatest time in the history of mankind. I mean, I know you guys don't think it. It's just like, but the average life expectancy is like well into the 70s. And I don't know what it was when I was born, but people my age were all really old or dead. The one thing I will say is for you guys out there, we don't see any. You don't. One of the things I notice is the older I get, the less fat people, uh, old fat people I see. I think there's a message in there. All right, hold on. Uh, this is Brock. Mersh instructed Ice Dancer to not communicate with me in chat, but also not to block me. Okay. I only brought that up because I saw the name Mersh and Ice Dancer. Is that wedding a thing or was that just a goof? Somebody please tell me. Um, so there we go. But so somebody's got to clue me in on that. Uh, Chris Mack, my life has gotten better to be honest, at Mr. Panhandler, but at the same time, with state of the world and the direction it seems to be going, sometimes I wish um, I was still in a benzo and heroin induced stupor. Chris, I don't know how old you are, um, but I grew up and then like served in the military in a time when we thought that the fucking nuclear bombs were coming any minute. It was like it was insane. It was that was like a really dark time. Um, at least now you have I don't know, you can communicate. It's not like really other than North Korea, um, it's not like half the fucking planet is on lockdown. So, there we go. Ice Dancer is with child. Schmuel Ice for that one. Congratulations, Ice Dancer. Wow. No wonder why Mersh has become such a reliable and consistent doing stuff. And he also seems happier. Just my opinion, and possibly I'm being too parasocial, but he seems like he's a happier guy. Um, you should watch more YouTube, Shmoo. Dude, I I honestly, between the other stuff that I do, I do listen to a lot of YouTube, but I wind up listening to, I get into rabbit holes of stuff that I find interesting, and um, and then move on. Shmuel, stop taking the bait over this coon enough. Um, I'll communicate with you later, Genta. I will communicate with you later. I'm 50. Ray Ray. You look a horror movie monster is why. Yes, we've established the Freddy thing. I would actually be wearing the Freddy hat tonight, but I forgot to bring a mic with me to work today, so I have to wear this old ass headset, which is like my emergency headset, and I hate it because like it doesn't have the hell do they call that side something or whatever. I can't hear myself in my ears, so I don't even need and with no guests, so I don't even need the headphones. I just need the microphone. Uh, let's hey, she's an almost married woman with child. Don't be asking her stuff. Um, being sober is good if you learn through bullshit. So my experience with that, right? So coming up, like I said, coming up on 10 years, go to meetings and stuff. Um, and I've learned you can be a loser drunk and you can be a loser sober. Um, but it's probably the key is not having learned stuff um, when you were fucked up. The key is uh, doing something with it later on, or else you just, I don't know. Being sober becomes like your entire identity, and it's a little bit weird. Superfina will get sued into oblivion. I have no idea who that is. Jeff Closer, Ozempic. Um, you know, I had a long talk with that about that with Dr. Steve, and I know people on it and stuff, and it's like, the side effects are so bad. There's this, that. But the reality is that it, I'll pick on one of the podcasters. I mean, we all know a guy who's like, morbidly obese and diabetic, sick all the time, all sorts of shit, coming out of him. Um, that's a trade-off, right? It's a balance. It's like, sure, this stuff has side effects. And in 30 years, you may grow a hand out of the side of your head, but you'll be alive in those 30 years to deal with the hand growing out of the side of your head. So, there we go. Yes. Um, by the time Schmuel read this chat, it no longer made sense. Uh, Sharon Osborne looks a ghoul because of it. I'm going to disagree, and I'm going to say that what happens is, at least what I've seen happen, is these chicks, like, they start taking the Ozempic works, right? They start losing weight, they start getting saggy skin, and then they're fucking off to the plastic surgeon. And it's like the combination of the GLP-1s and plastic surgery. Holy shit, will it fuck somebody up? But there we go. You're assuming that the side effects will be that harmless, but you might. Yes, it might. You might be saying that. First of all, I don't think that the side effects are going to be that bad. But also too, um, for certain people, it's a good idea because you're not going to live, right? It doesn't matter what the side effects are. you're still going to get an extra 10 years of life. So there you go. Uh, the only ghoul in this world is Ava, the Frankenstein of the DB. Um, oh my God, somebody put up a picture today, and fucking Lugosi from Plan 9. It was just look, and I had put up the Frankenstein thing first as a response, and then I realized Lugosi. Uh, Robbie will appreciate the mention. Thank you, Dean. Um, honestly, I look at him and that's what I think of that. The guy's only got one kidney too, so it's like Jesus Christ, talk about gambling, you know. So there we go. All right. Um, uh, oh, Ozempic is a huge boon to society. Yeah, currently, I think I, look, I think it probably is. But and people are like, oh, you just eat right, you can be fit. But you know, which is which is which is true. But you shouldn't have to worry about um your food. Like you shouldn't have to be thinking about it so much. And it's like we have so much hyper processed food and we've had it for so long. Who the fuck knows what that's doing to our systems and our ability to keep weight off? And that's it. And contrary opinions are always allowed. The client host Ava is cool. Um, Girthworm. Most people on the internet don't believe in the benefits of modern medicine. Um, I don't know if it's most people, but I do know that the internet provides a place um, for people with what I would say are silly uh, beliefs to find other people with silly beliefs and then congregate and then infiltrate. And I could go off into the charismaniac Christians if we could do it. Uh, Saw it, shared it. Thank you, Genta. Um, I can't figure Ava out. She blocked me even though I never trashed her identity and blocked me from SJ's chat. That's interesting because she got all offended that I blocked her over here. Um, Dead naming is doxing. The fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god. Am I getting in there? Uh, this is like the dark web of the DV. I'm not into it. Sorry. I mean, we would love to do it. Uh, All Apologies podcast. I tried. Hope you. All Apologies podcast. I did promote the poker game on Thursday night when I was on Husey's show, and I'll promote it here. So 7:30 Thursday. All Apologies podcast. He could put in the channel name, and pretty goddamn interesting. We're gonna do yeah, All Apologies podcast channel on YouTube, and we're gonna play poker. Now, how it works, what's gonna happen, I don't know, but I've been told it's a blast. So there you go, and I let them settle out. All right, let me just see here. My friend Genta loves. Oh, please, I see it 100 times a day at the client host, and she has no problem when SJ doxes and posts his pictures. Ava sits right there, so fuck off. Um, yeah, yeah. Right? Have some dignity and lose weight with meth like an adult. The problem with that is you'll lose the weight, but you'll also lose your teeth. And having known some of these meth addicts, it's like 100 grand to fix that. And I donated a couple of years ago to one of those. There's like this dental society that works on getting former meth addicts uh, new teeth and stuff. And I donated, other people I know donated, and this guy Charlie got a brand new set of teeth. Came in, he looked great. Uh, he OD'd, I don't know, less than 2 months later. Whew. Um, those teeth are now either buried or in ashes somewhere. So, friend of the show, I can't tell if Schmuel is the darkest depths of the Dabbleverse or just a great guy. Thank you. Either one I'll take. Most of the people on the internet. What is this? Look, most of the people on the internet are not doing what we do. That's for sure. Um, let's say scientists claim you need to eat a certain amount of iron, but freak out if anyone puts lead in paint. Trust science, yeah. Um, let me guess. It's a little lead that's oh my goodness. Um, can viewers play? I don't think that they've reached that level yet. Um, from what I understand, it's digital. Um, it's a digital poker game, so we're going to be on. There's like I don't know, four guys over here playing, and then there's a chat on told us to do. So I guess you guys see it together. But I don't know. It's going to be my first time, and I suck at poker. I have the worst poker face in the world, and I I also get very confused quickly. So Final Boss put it up in the chat. YouTube All Apologies podcast, the link, and then we will put that. If you DM that to me, Final Boss, I will put that up in the show description. Um, Schmuel, those Clint Eastwood cigars got your room looking foggy. It can't be a filter. No, it's the filter. Um, the blur is on. The beautification is off. Ava has blocked me as well. I think there's a pattern where Ava blocks people who seem to be able to see through and offer a counter to some of the logical failures that they employ on a regular basis. Exactly. Now, you all know that Dixon is a friend. I like Dixon. Nothing but good things to say about Dixon. Um, but I was caught up in the one of the examples when Ava was yelling at Gino last night. Last week, when I had made the comment, uh, like, where's these claims of Kumia and 13-year-olds and all that other stuff? I'm like, well, where's like police reports and shit? Where's the documentation, the legal stuff? And you don't need that, just because you don't have that doesn't mean they didn't do it, all that other shit. And then last night when Gina was making claims about Pat, she was like, where's the legal paperwork? Where's the legal paperwork? So it's like, oh, when it aids in the argument, she'll pull that out. And when it doesn't, she discounts it. So, but I will say she does have a great ability, as much as that I've watched. She does have a great ability to change the subject, to go from what you said to what she wants you to have said. So it's like, um, I don't know. You say you got a new refrigerator, she's gonna go, no, what you really meant is you're hungry. Trying to keep it on a food thing, and I'm not great at it. But there you go. Gentle loves, thank you, Shmuel. Um, we like Genta a lot. It's funny because I've never met most of you guys, and we talk through DMs, so I only like imagine what you're like in person. But Genta is one of those people that I have a feeling I'd have great conversations hanging out. Uh, Femu Femutante. I'm as hard as you'll ever know on the internet. Okay. Um, thanks for sharing, but maybe edit your info a little bit. Let's see. Unban from Brock. Unban Josh Denny fan. I saw you got steel toed to talk about the Bauer Tripoli stuff. Well done. I do not have Twitter or Discord. Discord, a little beyond the old man here, and uh, but I don't know about the Bauer Tripoli stuff. We've legit take your fingers. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Uh, Charlie. Oh, hold on. Charlie. I was thinking yesterday, like, Charlie bit my finger. But I can't do that. The best way to quit heroin is meth. That's an opinion. That's not an opinion, just a fact of life. Well, yeah, but then you wind, trading one addiction for the other, and that's been the big GLP-1 thing is that they're finding out that on that stuff, it's limiting, reducing people's desires to drink, um, which kind of blows me away. Um, I actually, by the way, I'm gonna go up here somewhere. I'm sorry. One of you guys asked. Oh, there we go. Decline host. Would you date Schmuel Agenta? Um, I will say people have met me. I'm not as hideous in person as I am on camera, but I've always been this way. I like, you know, my wife is like one of those people that just like the camera loves her, and she's using that. I don't think she has bad pictures at all. And me, no matter what I do, I always look like shit on camera, which is one of the main reasons why I didn't want to do this. And it took me a while to get over it because I was like, fuck it, this is what I look like, and this is what I am. So, Gav has. I just exist in a place I shouldn't here. I just don't like bullies. Um, I dislike them as well, and try to call them out. Hosts love to read my chats, even outside the DV, because I have a four-character long cartoon character name. I can't help it, guys. Okay. Um, I didn't know there was a cartoon character. He's a little old for me, but who knows? I like him. Yeah, I ain't looking to date nobody. Nobody. Frankie. Frankie's back with a new Frank name. Schmuel! Kumia can't go to jail for the thing with kids because there's no evidence of him having sex relations with them. But there is messaging, but there is of him messaging them. Not as bad, but still bad. Yeah, if those are his messages and stuff. But, you know, I've seen a lot, like with Mersh, I've seen stuff. I've seen that he, supposedly said stuff. And I've experienced that myself, right? You know, talking about a 27-year-old actress and, the people are, she was dying. What the fuck are you talking about, assholes? Uh, just a hookup at Chris Mack. Yeah, Chris Mack's probably younger than me and smarter for sure. That's a uh he's a little old for all of us. Yeah, he's a little old for me too, let me tell you. I do not yeah, I look, I people my age and I do have fun with them and stuff, but there is a definite amount uh of old like boomer guys that have just literally just given up or they think they have the answer to everything. So that's like the same thing that they did when they were 20, but now it's fucking annoying. Um, Nothing wrong with buying kid tablets. You can message them in secret. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if that happened. I don't know what happened. But look, all I was trying to say earlier was, if you're friends with the guy, why don't you ask so you can just definitively say no? And there may be all the evidence in the world, but this is what somebody you trust told you, and you can fucking do it. But there you go. Some people have kinks for really older people than themselves. Just ask, and we'll leave that off. Shmuel. Shh. Thank you, Genta. All right, guys. Uh, Remember an hour ago when I said 15 minutes? Um, so Frank, but is it real? Like, is it there? Because we had what is that guy's name? Jesse PS did this like got Mersh for messaging people and all this other stuff, and it was so weak and so ridiculous. Um, so whatever. Uh, is that hat fitted? If so, what size? No, it's got the snap on the back, and I wanted to get the fitted one, but this was the one that was on sale. I didn't think I could go with. I needed another logo. I like the logo. Couldn't care about the team, but I like the logo. And then Gav House, Dave, go live. Dave, you go live. I'll bail and send stuff over there to you. Um, Final boss, keep going. I have to drive home. I had a 2 hour drive this morning or 2.5 hour drive this morning, and I don't have to go far tonight, but it's a good 45 minutes. Maybe I'll have a couple of beers and ask a married woman to come into my car. Um, so what was you guys' take on that? Do you think that she was, look, let's just say Keanu didn't want to get in the car with the drunk guy. That makes perfect sense. But do you think that was the bigger thing, or was the bigger thing that he's a fucking creep? Like he really comes across as a sex pest, right? So, who knows? Uh, Again, let people like Ava, asshole, and let me ask Kumia, stay out of it. You really don't care anyway. Most don't. Um, I know, Genta, but I'm asking for you. Uh, I am your. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Uh, Cigarette Jones, final boss should be your chauffeur. So when I was a kid, I wasn't a kid, but when I got into business and was doing stuff, um, one of my dreams was always to have a driver. Like that was like my thing, and never did it. Never was able to do it, but that was wild. Keanu was a victim. Knocked me over with a feather. See, explain something to me, right? So she always says, I trigger people. I trigger people. Um, People who always say, to me, just my view of this, people that I've seen that always say that they credit themselves with triggering people don't really trigger people. They're annoying, and that's why people, respond to them or whatever. It's not that you triggered them, you annoyed them. But if I say triggering, you triggered me, then I'm not responsible. I'm just speaking the truth. So, I don't know. Uh, Sam Bibley is in MGD's DMs. Aren't we all in MGD's DMs? As a matter of fact, I can't, I've read it too many times, but uh, MGD wrote me a beautiful DM telling me to fuck off, which I really enjoyed. Um, I'll leave that. The client host thought the same thing I did. What did you? Oh, Genta, LOL, the Aussie guy. Great interview. Just getting into your stuff. Um, yeah, it was funny tonight that fucking Gino can't stop, right? He has to like he has to get in, and he can't help himself. And what that tells me is that he does not respect his wife because he doesn't think that she can handle it, right? Putting her in all these positions, but then she can't handle it. And it's like, if you really wanted to help her out, just shut the fuck up, right? Um, don't be doing the shit you're doing. And the fact that, I can't control him, right, is 100% true. But he can control him. And if he knows how that affects the wife, he shouldn't be doing it. Um, right? I find Keno to be a liar and use abuse as an excuse to treat others like shit. But SJ is a drunk stream every night. Who would want to drive with him? Yeah, I get it, Genta. I didn't know if it was about what I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't know if that whole like her saga was really about the driving. Like, was it about that, or was it about um when she said, "Oh, he came in and oh, can we clear the room?" and he wanted to be in the car with her alone. It was like, was she more what's the word that I'm looking for? Was she trying to tell us something? other than she was worried about the drunky driver. Let's just say, Dave, will you put my last comment up on screen for Schmuel? Uh, UB, I get too much like, oh, you put him up too much, so I'm trying. I offered to be Dave's manager pro bono. He doesn't realize how major that is somehow. I was thinking of somebody else's. You said Dave. Um, yeah, Dave. You know what Dave needs? Dave needs like a chick. Here I am telling you what Dave needs, but we gotta get Dave a chick who's a calming influence that can focus him, right? And and to move forward. I think we could do that. Could we do that? Any volunteers in the audience? Female in the audience. Let me ask you this question though. Um, if Dave got a chick and a serious chick, how much do you think we would see him? Like, would he be gone? Would he be like your friend who you hung out with all the time and you played softball with and you did all that shit? Got a girlfriend, you never fucking saw him again? Or would he be around all the time complaining that the chick doesn't want him streaming all the time? So that's the deal. Dave will attract the woman he required once he achieves success. That's why I'm trying to help him. Um, I don't know. I heard he's looking for an athletic gal, if you know what I mean. All right. Look, let's be perfectly honest. Poor David is he really does take care of his family, and they can be birds, and so good on him for doing it. And like the guy, Genta, wow, perfect at the Aussie guy. Um, I would actually like to send Dean the link, but I got to get the fuck out of here. So, this was me telling the wife I was going to be home at 9, and it's 10:19 now. I'll be home by 11:30, I guess. Um, Dave is the goodest boy. No, Dave is actually a really good guy, and considering the shit that he's been through, we'll do it. Uh, read his chat. Did I miss it? The chat's kind of moving a little quickly. Um, I did laugh about John because I was going like last night. I was thinking like, wow, this chat really wasn't moving that great. And then he was, it's flying. I can't see anything. And I was like, oh, okay. Uh, and I watched other chats, and some of them just fly. Uh, send the link. Send the link. No, not tonight. Well, but I'll DM Ozzy after this is over and see when he can come on, and we'll do that. But he's in like fucking the ass end of the planet, and uh, Gav House. This is some gay psyops. Explain it, Gavin. Tell me what you mean. Um, wait, decline. I'm afraid that would ruin other parts of the pact I can't disclose. Ooh, pact. How's malware coming with my AI? I'm looking forward to that. What's in the fridge? Half a turkey, Havarti, and cranberry sandwich. Um, a bottle of Sprite. A bottle of Diet Orange. One of the Chick's Monsters, and mayonnaise packets. Nobody fucking eats here. So there we go. His chat explained Keanu. Who? Um, declines a fan of Ava is what I've learned. Look, Ava can be fun. I mean, stream with her for a long time. She can be interesting. It's just that um, when it's hard to have a conversation with somebody who thinks they're smarter than everybody else and they know more. Um, And when you start getting into something, uh, you're a boomer, you wear diapers, or you want to piss on somebody. It's just like it's silly because then it wastes time. Schmuel, can you exclusively read comments I address to you and ignore out of context ones addressed to others? Uh, it would only make sense. You know, I don't know, maybe a couple of bucks. I don't know, Josh. There's just so much shit in here that I'm trying to get everybody. Uh, I'm a fan of Gav too. Gav House, what the fuck? Yeah. It is interesting in here how you can if you say something nice about one person, that means that you hate somebody else. And when you say no, I don't dislike them, you're not allowed. Uh, it's tribal. But I do think with like Keanu, it tries with that whole having tried to that doesn't work. But Schmuel, I am banned from anything but free chatting on your YouTube. Very, very funny. Um, so, all right. If there was a post that definitively explained Keanu, I would put it up if somebody could do it. Um, Schmuel, what do you think of Lucy's tight box? Gee, gee, gee. Look, I love Lucy. Ah, name for a TV show. Write that down. Um, she's a real doll. Uh, and a real fun person to talk to, and way more interesting than you would think. Oh, here we go. For $5, advertiser. To be fair, you might be the only person I am confident I am smarter than. What a lovey thing. Well, thank you, Ava. Um, which is great, but and we appreciate that. So I guess you left John, came back to John, whatever. I don't know. Is Was Dan trying to cut you out of the picture? Was that the deal, or were you like so desperate to get out you like talked him into doing it? No, this would be great for you. This would be great for you. So who knows? All right. But again, thank you for the $5. And I look, I know that look there are people that there are plenty of people that don't like other people, but look, there's why is my computer doing that? That's weird. Um, but there's room in here for everybody. Uh, whoa, 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 Genta, dude, why even read its chats, Shmuel? He needed the money. All right. Ava, yes, Ava was the co-host for a long time. Uh, Lucy needs to stop thinking she's less intelligent than Carl. She is smarter than him. Um, I see. There's not a competition between the two. Like you might see it, um, but there's not a competition between the two. Uh, and they like each other. And Lucy does what she does. And frankly, being friends with Carl and all that stuff has helped her. But and she doesn't need to have again. You know, she's not in competition. She doesn't need to fight. She doesn't. It's like what you want to say. Maybe it's because you're seeing it from this like internet side, not seeing it from the personal side. Um, but she's a pisser, and she's totally her own person. I will tell you that. Uh, didn't anyone listen to the last Schmuel Talk and hear Husey confidently say that KB doesn't really use his Patreon? Him and Schmuel are made for each other. Well, we dissuaded him of that. We explained to him that he did. But yes, I got yesterday morning. I was told that people were going after his Patreon. Uh, Da, 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 da. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was like a pretty big case here in Westchester, New York, where some young chick, young woman, who went through the whole reassignment thing, sued and has won a pretty sizable amount of money in the lawsuit. Um, and the feeling is that it's the first of many, but we'll have to see. I think it's one area where we our science was kind of like the other thing that where where politics we didn't look hard enough is my thing, and you know it's like the Tourette's thing, right? Like um, when Bailey, I don't remember what the fuck her name is, but like when these Tourette's girls like started go popping up on Twitter, not Twitter, that doctor's office were inundated with young women who thought they had Tourette's. Um, and uh, thank God that you didn't need surgery for that. I'm gonna read Brock. If Bauer Triple E truly got a settlement from Red Bar, this means Steel Toe is entitled to Melton's imaginary home and Tesla monthly lease. So let me say, thing about things about Melton is when you know him, or when if you watch, he's like he's very interesting about finances and stuff. Like the Tesla he bought was used. Um, uh, it's like the Lexus that he had bought used, like pre-owned, whatever the word is. Um, and he does a lot of that shit. So there we go. Somebody has to. I guess I have to look it up because we can't do it on here. But I have to find out what this settlement thing is all about. And is Red Bar still alive or dead, or did he just take the cash and run? Which I wouldn't blame him if he did. Um, I got a settlement for Mike, but it was an inflatable watercraft. No cash. Oh wow. Um, yeah. So all right, let's start wrapping this shit up. But what's the deal? I haven't really been doing much. I haven't been doing much. I haven't watching too much. Is Karmic still still a thing? Uh, and right, like is he? I don't know. Like I heard because the only part that I caught was God, I don't want to say multimedia. What am I trying to say? He wanted to like multicast, He was going to his stream, but it was going to go to all these platforms. He was talking about it the other night, and that's kind of the death knell, right? Of a lot of these guys. Like every time I've seen one of these guys going, yeah, no, I'm going to be streaming to this one and that one. It's like uh, they're they're not making it in this. Like they're not making it in this one place. They're looking for. Um, they think those other places are going to be that's where the gold mine is. I got to just stream to all these different platforms. Um, but it's crazy because you'll see guys getting, who stream to YouTube and Kick. Some guys do well. I guess the like Kino Casino, I think does well on Kick. But most people, you look, they have like 5, 6 viewers. So I don't think that is what we do here. Friend of the show, Schmuel Buckman, speaker, beacon of truth. No, Schmuel Buckman, beacon of what he thinks is the truth. Um, so, and I'm open. If I'm misinformed, I'm open to be informed. So, and a lot of times, like particularly when it comes to like guys like Karmic and stuff, it's just sort of something quickly I see. So I need, I will say something that's only partially true or probably incorrect or whatever, and one of you dudes will let me know, and I will get cool stuff. As last week, now like I'm not going to say that my view from last week has changed on the boss, um, but it's certainly more open than it was. But it was pretty funny. I thought when I said like ask the question, it's, I'm not asking. That's just Reddit stuff. Um, so if it's just Reddit stuff and it's not, there's no importance and no meaning to it. Um, why not just ask the question? I don't know. It seems to me that I would, I don't know, especially in the world that we live in today. Because, look at the, poor Shuli being associated with ESO has really, really hurt him. So Schmuel is just put a check in the mail. Please go back and read my comments now. Thank you. Um, yeah, just fucking reminded me of something. I have an appointment at the bank. I have to go to the bank tonight on the way home. Uh, let's just see. All right. I think this is an appropriate time to start putting this baby to bed. Um, unless somebody woos me with a chat that I just can't walk away from. Um, but anybody got anything like super interesting going on here? Oh, all right, kids. Um, let's check out. Does Cookie ever assume you've been out gallivanting? No, probably not. And she also has like Find My Phone, so she could, if she did suspect it, I guess she could look it up. Um, not that she would, but look, and I was talking about the scale earlier relating to something else. On the scale of this, she'd be better off um if I did. But it's weird, like when you I don't know. It's like when you finally like you meet this person that you want to be with and whatnot. It's like that stuff doesn't go away. Oh fuck. Hey man, I'm old and forgot. Somebody either put it up on Twitter or X me. Like you don't have to DM me or anything. You just send it over. Just remind me to look at the Patrick Gimlin tape. Um, maybe we'll do a Bigfoot episode. Um, and then we'll start comparing that footage to the footage of what our boy Carmick likes. Bucky stinks. I do. 100%. 100%. Um, so there we go. Uh, she'd be better off I did. What I mean is she'd be better off if without me than with me. So let me clarify. Um, so there you go. Mikey Goose. Hell yeah, Buckman. Yeah. I I get myself in trouble because I say shit that just pops in my head. So I'll leave it to you guys to think like who I was thinking about when I thought about Bigfoot, and we'll go from there. I don't think it's going to be that complicated. Um, and if it is, you don't deserve to know anyway. Um, so there we go. Friend of the show, Shmuel Buckman, a great guy until further notice. We have Thursday that it can all change. Uh, Will you tell the Kleinhaus how Khalik Sheikh Mohammed and Muhammad Atef ruined your second marriage next stream? We can talk about it. It's not like they ruined it. Well, I guess they. It was part of what part of you know as oh God, Chewy. I can't remember I remember the book. Fuck, read the book. I wish I could remember his name. African guy. Uh, wrote a book about the tribe falling apart after England came, and it's called "Things Fall Apart," and it is true. There's a big Sasquatch migration through Ohio the last few days. All right, so I got to tell you something about Ohio. So I've gone to two weddings in Ohio um, in the last couple of years, and I will say um, some of the fattest fucking people on the planet are in Ohio. Texas too. Like these two places I go and it's just like, holy shit. Like what is happening to our mid to the Midwest? And what blows me away is it's like, oh, these are Caucasian chicks. They all have a tattoo, at least one, probably more. Um, and they all wear like revealing clothing. And it's like, ooh, but you know, there you go. So I don't know what the hell's going on over there. Um, Melton doesn't even lift his own grocery bags. He's an easy knockout. Size, dude, size. He's just intimidating with size. He could fall on you and crush you. Think of a safe dropping out of a window. Um, but he is a really nice guy. I know that a lot of you guys don't like him, but he's a nice guy, and I'm actually glad that he does annoy as many people. Declinos, there's a county in my state that was named fattest and blackest city in the U.S. Okay, um, but they were white chicks. This was like, and I mean it was sad. But, and there was a lot of like, I think what made me more sad about it was there was a lot of like, don't shame me, don't talk about it, um, and stuff. So it's a facade, Buckman. In real life, Melton isn't a real Melton. You're not really a real cartoon character, are you? So there we goes. There we go. No one knows who the real Melton is. There are too many Meltons to choose from. I get it. I get it. Um, so all right, all right. I think that's it, kids. Good night. It's been a blast. As usual with me, a half-hour stream turned into three times that. Thank you all for being here. I'm really honored. It's 31 people. Blows me away. Um, that